It was raining, cold and quiet. The streets of the small village of Burra were nearly empty. 50-year-old Iqbal Hussain, a retired schoolteacher, was walking home slowly, with an umbrella in one hand and a small cloth bag from the market in the other. His life had been simple and lonely since his wife passed away several years ago. On the way, under an old broken bench near the bus stop, he saw a weak, soaped dog shivering from the cold. Iqbal stopped. The dog's eyes were filled with something familiar, pain and silence. Iqbal gently reached into his bag, took out a piece of bread, and said softly, "Here, eat." The dog took the bread slowly, cautiously. When Iqbal turned to walk home, he noticed the dog quietly following him. And so, their story began. At first, Iqbal let the dog stay near his doorstep. Then he gave him water. Then, after a few days, the dog was allowed inside. Iqbal gave him a name, Sheru. Sheru was calm, loyal, and gentle. He followed Iqbal everywhere, to the mosque, to the corner shop, and on evening walks. Iqbal would talk to Sheru often, telling him about old memories, past students, and the little things his wife used to do. Sheru never responded with words, but in his silence there was deep understanding. People in the village started noticing the change. "Iqbal Sahib is smiling again," they'd say. "Maybe that dog brought him back to life." One cold winter night, Iqbal suddenly fell very ill. Sheru ran through the streets, barking loudly, scratching at doors, trying to get someone's attention. A neighbor finally followed him and found Iqbal unconscious on the floor. The doctor came quickly. "If it weren't for this dog," she said, "you might not have survived the night." Iqbal recovered, slowly but thankfully. He knew then that Sheru was not just a pet, he was a blessing. One quiet evening, Iqbal sat on a charpai in his courtyard, with Sheru beside him. He gently stroked Sheru's head and said, "If I go before you, don't wait for me, my friend. Find someone else. Share your love with them." Sheru didn't bark. He just rested his head on Iqbal's lap, as if he understood every word. Years passed. Iqbal grew weaker, and then, one morning, he didn't wake up. He had passed away peacefully in his sleep. People gathered for the funeral. They buried him under the neem tree near his home. But Sheru, he didn't leave the doorstep. He sat there every day, staring at the closed door, waiting for a voice that would never return. He barely ate. To this day, people in the village still tell the story to children. The story of a man who found love in silence and a dog who waited until the very end. Sometimes, a dog's heart can teach us more about love and faithfulness than 100 people ever could.